Hello and welcome to the CryptoWig YouTube channel. Today I'm going to go through how to work out how adding money into a staking pool will impact the APR based on the amount that you're going to stake. So we've got open a spreadsheet and we've got open the nursery pools, and this is on BNB chain. So you can see the current APRs and the current TVLs. So these are the two pieces of information that you're going to require in order to work this out. So let's do the first example. So L-Share has a APR currently of 84.93% and a TVL of £16,070. So that's what your APR would look like if you only had $1 staked in there. So you've taken this number here and multiplied it by that number there, and then what you'd need to do is you'd need to say, let's say you was going to add in another 16,000. You'd then need to work out what the sum of those two numbers are. So the amount that's currently staked and the amount that you're going to add is that number there. So that's the total between the two. And then you would do this number here divided by the new number. There you go. So the new APR for the pool would be 42.55. So you can see it's roughly divided in two from this number here. So if we just label these columns, that is the current APR, the current TVL, that is the APR per dollar, and that's the amount to add, that's the new TVL, and that is the new APR. And that then, once you've made this spreadsheet up, you can then put any number into here. So let's say instead you wanted to add 32,000. In theory, this number then should be divided by 3. So if you was to do this number here divided by 3, 28, yeah, see, it's roughly divided by 3. It's fairly easy to work out in your head when you're working with simple numbers, but if, let's say you was trying to add, I don't know, the 3,700, I mean, I suppose you could say, well, 3,700 is roughly 1/4 of 16,000, and so if you was to add it, that would increase the TVL by roughly 20%, so I would guess that the APR would fall by around about that same sort of amount. So let's say that we're going to estimate 68% is the new APR. Okay, there we go. So 69%. So you can roughly work it out in your head once you know what the formula is. But if you've got something like this, then you can really easily work it out. Let me show you an example of where it really makes a difference. If you look here at Wombat, so Wombat, 342.76 with a current TVL of 1592, and then you just take these and drop them down. Let's put the amount to add, let's say, because in here we was going to add 16,000, weren't we? Right, so adding 16,000 here only halved the pool. But because there's so little in here, if you put 16,000 into it, you will drop the APR down to 10% of this. So it'll be around about 30-ish%, 31%. See, this is why this is important, is because if you haven't looked at this and looked at how much TVL is currently in there, you may go, nice one, I can throw 10k in there and get 300% APR on it, and then you put it in, you go, hang on a minute, why has the APR dropped down so much? Well, this is exactly why, and if you have a tool like this and the know-how, then you can work out before making that mistake, because you have to bear in mind there is a 0.5% deposit fee. So, there'll be some examples out there where potentially you don't even get your fee back. Bear in mind, it's a 90-day pool, and we are 85 days remaining, so we've already used 4 days. If the APR is around 4 to 5%, then you're barely going to be getting your fee back. Now, if you take into account that potentially life goes down in price, that means that the APR would decrease relative to your TVL, making the assumption that you've got something stable like BUSD, for example. The price of BUSD will be the same, so that 70k will still be 70k, but the price of life could decrease. The price of Tomb could decrease, and the price of Phantom could decrease, and any one of them going down will cause the APR to decrease. So if the pool's APR is already fairly low, then you would be risking not actually being able to pay that pool back. So you have to be considering that when deciding whether or not to deposit into these pools in the first place. So I hope you found that information useful. Hopefully it saves you some money and allows you to make a more educated decision when choosing which pool to deposit into. If you want to know how to deposit into the pools, I have a previous video that shows you how to use the bridges to move money onto Binance Smart Chain and Polygon network. So check that out. And if you like this content, give it a like and a subscribe. Thank you very much. This spreadsheet will be available in the description down below, as well as links to other important websites regarding this topic.